questions remain about how things got to this point. First Alert 4 Investigates found court records showing a family in the middle of a contentious custody battle. Investigator Susan Corey is learning more about this and joins us with an update. Susan?
Well, Corey, we've been reading through dozens of court records. What you see here are just some of them. There's many more. These involve Bernadine Prusner and the dad of her two oldest children. They give a glimpse into the back and forth between parents and their children caught in the middle.
Smiling 9-year-old twins Ellie and Ivy, 6-year-old Jackson, and 2-year-old Millie pose with their mom. A photo she put on Facebook hours before police say Bernadine Prusner killed her kids and herself, intentionally setting a mattress they were on fire inside their Ferguson home early Monday. First Alert 4 Investigates was the first to uncover these posts, which Prusner made the day before the fire. One says, "Us against the world," and adds her kids have overcome so much more in their little lives than they should have had to face. Another reads, "Making today one of those live each day like it's your last kind of days." The last post, made before midnight Monday, "All my kids peacefully sleeping in my bed, curled up together, knowing they are loved so fiercely that I'd do absolutely anything for them. This is my favorite moment." Hours later, first responders are called to the house fire. First Alert 4 Investigates is learning more about an ongoing custody fight with the father of Prusner's twin daughters. Years of court records going back to their 2017 divorce show a tug of war over custody. In filings, Prusner claimed dad sexually abused their daughter. He fought back, saying it's unfounded, and said Prusner was emotionally and physically abusive to their child. He also accused her of posting about it on social media. Both parents were court-ordered to do co-parenting counseling and individual therapy. A judge also ordered them to not post anything to social media, indicating that the children have been victims of any abuse or negative comments about a parent. The latest filings, which started last year, continuing days before the murders, shows the twins' dad asking for full custody. He says Prusner moving the kids to Creve Coeur is detrimental to the twins' well-being and safety because the home is owned by Prusner's mother, who he claims has a mental illness and refuses to get treatment. Prusner responded, saying he's a petulant ex-husband. Back on Facebook, a post 3 days before the fire, Prusner shares a poem that begins, "You never truly know the depths of what a person may be going through."
Court records show Prusner and the twins' dad maintained joint custody. This dispute was going on for years. Not only were the courts involved, but police and Child Protective Services were called in at one point. A lawyer for Prusner's family put out a statement saying they believe she would still be alive today if it hadn't been for the unending attacks by her kids' dads. We've asked both men if they have a response and are waiting to hear back. Susan Corey, First Alert 4 Investigates.
And Susan, more on that. The father of Prusner's youngest two children did put out a statement yesterday. You can find that on our website. The dad of the twins has not commented at this point. And if you know someone, or maybe yourself, is struggling with depression or suicidal thoughts, please know you can call or text 988. The 988 Lifeline is available 24/7 to offer free and confidential support.